What does that sound, you ask?
From the number one station, you come.
Welcome to the Rec Show podcast, a show dedicated to beat makers around the world. Kick back, relax with the host Golden Mind.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of
I don't like people trying to bully anybody and talking craziness. So my thing was like, yo, come holler at me. You could DM me. This is not a problem. You come to, I'm sure you come to LA. It ain't that hard. It ain't that hard. But I'm telling you, if I hurt this dude, I'm not gonna be proud of it, and I'm not gonna be bragging on it. It's like, there's part of me that's like, would feel, come on, man. Like, he doesn't. I see what his illness was like. He needs help, but I think he's gonna need a lot more help than that in life. I think he's his biggest enemy, and I'm not his problem. He's his biggest problem.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? David Goldemine Hicks here. Welcome back to another episode of the Rec Show podcast. This is going to be episode number 67. Yeah, man. Last week we had Young Link on the show. So I need y'all to check that out. But this week is a special episode. We have somebody that I'm like losing my mind over right now. Nervous as shit right now too, but yo, I'm gonna get through it. Yo, we got a pioneer in the beat scene, someone who's been holding it down for like a long time, still giving jewels, inspiring generations of beat makers and music producers from around the world. Not just, you know what I mean, in his local community, but he's reaching different areas of the world, all around the world, man. Someone known as the Slap Master, and as soon as I gave that up, I know y'all going to flip out, man. So, hailing from Los Angeles by way of Watts, California, he's a beat maker, collaborator, teacher, mentor, pioneer, the one and only Dibia. Yo, welcome Dibia to the show. What's going on, man?
What up, G, man?
Yeah.
Finally, man.
Yeah.
We had a mission.
Yo.
We get it working.
Finally, man. Finally, yo. This is every week. I say, yo. I hope everybody's counting their blessings and not their problems. Because yesterday it could have been mad like stress, and I was stressed out. I was like, yo, man. I hope I'm not wasting this man's time, yo. And then today it worked. So, hey, man, this is a blessing, yo.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me, and appreciate everything you do, man.
Yeah, it's an honor, man. So, yo, everybody knows like beats, knows music. They should like know who you are. But just for my audience that may not know who you are, which that'd be a slap in their face, like they need to slap themselves right now. Just for the beatheads and the internets, can you introduce yourself? You know, where you're from, you know, what your name means, and then, you know, how your name was even created, and then how long you've been making beats.
Word, yeah, I go by the name of Dibia. I'm from Watts originally, but I'm residing in Sacramento since 2010, and the origin of my name is from, I used to watch a lot of WWF in the 80s, so Ted
DiBiase, yeah,
$1 Million Man, but originally I had another name, Diabolic, and they used to call me DB for short. So once I started rhyming, I stopped rhyming in 2005 and just wanted to do beats full time. I kind of kept the DB part, and then I just added the DiBiase, and it was like a little flair to it. But on the production tip, that's how that came about.
Mm-hmm. Yo, did you put the $sign in as the S, or did somebody else?
That was how the $1 Million Man spelled, but I don't really put the $sign in it no more. It's
okay.
Just, yeah, man. It's optional, I guess.
All right, I got you. So, yeah, man. I did my research. You know, I mean, I listened to like Super Duty Tough Work. They did an interview with you, man, and that interview was like super informative. You did an interview with Bedroom Beethoven's as well. You did an interview with like Audius. And I'm pissed at Super Duty Tough Work because every single question that he asked you, man, is the one I wanted to ask you, but I had to flip my questions right now. So shout out to him, man. He did his thing, yo. That interview, I was listening to it today again. Mad jewels in it.
Blueprint, man.
Yeah, Blueprint, man. They do an amazing job over there at Super Duty Tough Work. So if y'all into podcasts, man, especially music podcasts, go ahead and subscribe to Super Duty Tough Work and Bedroom Beethoven's as well. Yeah. But we know, like, you and your friends at Washington High School, right? Washington High School is where you graduated from?
Yeah.
Okay, so Washington High School, you did showcases like Good Life. We know they were your exposures to music, but when did you know like it was time to let the internets or let the people in your local area hear your beats and your flips and stuff?
With the production,
yeah,
it was probably like 2005 when I started entering beat battles and stuff, where you had to make beats on the spot. We would bring our MPCs, like the Naja Head, he was in it as well.
Wow, Naja Head. Wow.
Yeah, he was going by NA at the time. But yeah, he's OG as well, man. But we used to all bring our MPC to it's like a scratch academy. So they had like 16 DJ mixers and 16 turntables, and then everybody bring their MPC, and then occasionally, we'll bring a 303. I don't think the 404 was out yet at the time. Yeah, so they pick a record and everybody flipped the same record. And then I think Buddha Monk won a few times. The other homie won a couple of times. And then I won like two or three. And then they stopped doing them. Then after that, I started going to Sketchbook. And that's when the first day I went to Sketchbook, it was like a beat showcase with it was like Flying Lotus, Tarak, Kutmah, Take, and Sacred. And
heavy hitters. Heavy hitters.
But that was like Flying Low first time coming out. And he had like a SP 505 on stage and he was doing this thing. And it was like, oh shit, I need to be at this. Then I started going there every week. It's like every Tuesday, I feel like. And after that, we was doing that for a few years. And then after they started doing Sketchbook, we started going to Low End Theory and seeing people doing their beat sets every Wednesday. It's like, man, I'm trying to do this. And then that pretty much sparked it from there.
So yeah, so that was the inspiration to keep going and keep building on your arsenal and repertoire, right?
Yeah, it's like I never traveled off of the music stuff prior to that. So when I did the Red Bull Big Tune, I was able to go to New York for the first time, or just out of Cali. So after I saw that, like I could travel off of this. Okay. Then say around 2009, 2010, that's when I went overseas for the first time, and it's like, yeah, this is what I need to be doing. It's serious. It's serious now.
Yo, I'm glad you stuck with it, because we know you started with MCing and then you made beats because you knew like you needed beats to rhyme over. And then you was like, yo, you focused on just making beats because you didn't want to like keep dividing 25% to this and that. So 100% is to the beats. So my question is like, how did you? Man, this is gonna be a hard one. So I mean, you can go from any decade for this question, all right? But if you're able to, like, can you name like one beat or one song as the greatest beat of all time? Like, and then like who was the producer that like flipped that and made it into something that just blew your mind?
Like before I started making beats, or
even now, even all the way till now, like any beat that's like you seen or heard that just, you heard it and you was like, oh my gosh, wow.
It's hard to pick one because I hear a lot of producers that just, some of them are known, some of them are not known like that. And like, man,
maybe a couple. Maybe a couple.
There's a few from Vitamin D that I heard recently that had me like, how the hell? Like he flipped Nautilus crazy. And then I was at Shoe's crib and he was playing me a bunch of Vitamin D stuff and it's on his Bandcamp. So it's like, but when I heard it, I was like, what is he doing? Like he was doing a lot of layering. He was like mismatching songs and it was like, yeah, that was crazy. So Vitamin D, some Dilla song. It's hard to pick one Dilla beat.
It is hard. It is hard. Dude.
Like some shit from some of them unreleased beat tapes, and sometimes it might be a simple loop, but it just be so hypnotic. It's like, God dang. It's like I could listen to this for hours. And man.
I know it's hard. I know it's hard.
But before I started making beats, it was a lot of stuff on that J. Rue the Damager, the Sun Rises in East, that album. A lot of production on that album from DJ
Premier. Yeah.
And then some of the production on that Group Home album too, as well. It's like some of my favorites too, man, to this day. But also some 14 KT beats. It's like the Stevie Wonder beat he flipped called I Wonder from 14 KT. That might be one of my favorites too, man. Like he micro chopped it hella crazy. And Oh my goodness. Yeah. It might be online, so if you want to put that in the background,
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. You know, I'm gonna do it. So
every time I hear that one, yeah, it's definitely one of those joints. But yeah, man.
yeah, yo, DJ Premier, like, all right. So a lot of my guests, they, some of their heroes, and I didn't even get to that question yet, but they named DJ Premier as like one of their top MCs, and it's usually either a beat from Dilla, or Premier, or like like Pete Rock, RZA, like a lot of these people have kids. They have kids that they don't even know about, like, right? Because like they just influence so many people from so many different walks of life around the world. Like the impact is crazy. I feel like your music is doing that as well, because we see you, linking with different ages of people, of music producers, beat makers, still doing your thing, still giving jewels, man. I don't think you understand like your impact as well, man. So I just wanted to give you your flowers while I can, because this opportunity, I didn't even know it was gonna come up, but I gotta give you your flowers, man. Like you one of them top ones, man.
Wow, thank you, man. I'm honored, man. I'm trying to keep up, man. I'm trying to hang in there, dog. Like,
hang in there.
These kids is getting crazier, brother. Like, man, like, that little kid that reconstructed the KJax beat. He's like 7 or something.
Oh, the kid that be on Logic.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I seen that, man. He's
getting younger and younger, and it's like, man.
Man, like your daughter's gonna be up there too, man, because I know you teaching her. You teaching her.
She saw that video. She's like, oh snap, he knows about KJax too. She got the ear, man. Ever since she was in the womb, her mom played all the samples from Baker's Dozen. She used to, so that album was pretty much like she executive produced that, her and her mama.
Man, that's wow. See, look, these are first things y'all probably, my listeners didn't even know. They probably think, you did all of the work, you did put it all in, but they don't know the background story of that Fat Beats Baker's Dozen album, which I'm gonna ask you. I wanted to ask you about that also, but I'm just kind of going in order, because that Fat Beats Baker's Dozen touches a lot of different beat makers in music. But let me ask you this question before I get to that one. Normally I ask my guests, like, can you like recommend some must see, must read, must listen to content, because as they're learning about music and theory and machine, different dolls and stuff like that, these books, these documentaries, these YouTube tutorials, podcasts and stuff like that, they kind of help open up the vision, open up their minds to approaching music differently. Can you recommend anything like that to my listeners?
Like you were kind of speak, the Super Duty Tough Work is a good podcast to listen to for artists.
Mm-hmm.
Like they give a lot of advice on more than making beats, just how to approach social media, marketing sometimes, just having like a schedule, how to get out of beat slumps or writer's block, whatever. Like they kind of cover all those topics, so that's a good listen. My nephew Lowkey, he has a YouTube channel that's pretty good, informative tutorials on how to use different softwares like Serato Studio and Ableton, a few 404 tutorials, and even something with theory on the keys. that's something I need to learn. Like, hold on, Jaxie. Yeah, yeah. But as far as books, I'm just reading the Dilla Time book right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like kind of mandatory, you know. But I don't really have too many books as for advice right now. But
if there's one movie, right, one movie or documentary that you would have, you know, beat makers listen to or watch rather,
oh man,
what would it be?
Well, there was this beat scene documentary, but it's kind of hard to find. But it was called All Ears. So the homie Gus Sutherland, he did the documentary, and it was on the LA beat scene. He also did one for Detroit as well. And yeah, but All Ears is a pretty accurate documentary. Covers a lot of artists in the early stages. Like I see other documentaries and they don't be having everybody involved, and they be missing certain timelines and all that. So I recommend All Ears.
All Ears. So once I'm able to find it, because I always go back and try and find where it's at. Once I find it, I'll link it to the description of the show. But then I'll also put it into the Rec Show podcast recommendations that each guest recommends to watch. So I know you already talked about. Go ahead.
Oh, one more. The homie Kutmah, he also has a podcast. It's called let me look. And it's like he's interviewing all kind of artists from.
A beat happening. Yeah,
yep, exactly.
Yeah, I'm subscribed to that too. Yeah, a beat happening with Laurent, Fintoni, and Kutmah.
Yeah, he has a book too as well, Laurent Fintoni.
Okay.
And yeah, that's a good read as well too. It speaks on the beat scene. It's like the title of that book is escaping my mind right now, but dang. But yeah, it's basically yeah, I recommend all of that right there.
Okay. Let me go back in your history real quick. So like, who in your family like was musically inclined and like played instruments or just played music all of the times to help influence you into making music how you do and hearing music how you hear music?
Man, nobody I really knew in the family was like playing music. Like they had records. Like my grandfather had a lot of jazz records, like a lot of Count Basie and a lot of Blue Note albums and Miles and Coltrane. And my uncle, he had records too. He had like a lot of the Supremes and a lot of jazz records, so Roy Ayers, stuff like that. So when I was a kid, before I was even thinking of making beats, I would just listen to it on a record player, like the Kitty, the toy record player.
I remember that one. Yeah,
but they also had a turntable in the room, and sometimes I would listen to it on there, and I would just certain things would catch my ear, and as I got older and started listening to hip hop and stuff, and then my pops, he had a cafe and it had a jukebox. So every time I was there, he would put music in it. Like they had a selection of different kind of music in the jukebox, and it was a little bit of hip hop in there because sometimes a lot of rappers would eat at this cafe, like Eazy, Ice Cube, Above the Law.
Wow.
So they would give them like 45s. And autograph them, and like so I would listen to that kind of early. I'm like in elementary school, and but hearing that stuff early, and then like playing video games, certain music would catch my ear, and I would just like listen to it like it was regular music. And then as I got older and got the equipment, I knew what I was gonna go to exactly. And then I started hearing those songs that would gravitate to me being flipped like by Pete Rock, Ninth, Dilla, all that stuff. So I'm like, oh snap, they had some heat before I knew it was heat. Then eventually started digging for records on my own, but I had something to start off with, and then I'll also look at the the track listing and records telling me what they sampled, certain artists, and I would go to the record store with that as a reference. So it's like I kind of had a reference already. That was pretty much it, but nobody was like playing like instruments around me. Like probably the first person to play instruments is my nephew, Lowkey. First one that got crazy on the keys.
Yeah, he's nice on the keys, man. Yo, I'll be watching his YouTube videos.
Yeah, man.
Yo.
I have an old video when he was like super young, and his mom is like, oh, he was like replaying Pink Panther or Mario Brothers like super young, and she was like, he got that from you. I'm like, I don't play the keys like that. I don't know. So he probably the first one, I think, out the family, but I don't know anybody. But there was a piano in the living room, and my mom's took piano lessons, but she said she never really stuck with it. But yeah, man.
Yeah.
Entertainment system. Your parents help you hook it up. The Legend of Zelda sold separately.
We got my 40, homie. I don't have nothing. Yeah, you got something.
Like your Bonus Levels album, right? I'm looking at it right now. Like I definitely got to ask you a question about Bonus Levels, just because that was like, I was like, yo, how you flipping these Mario joints? Like, oh my gosh, man! And then I don't think a lot of people know that on the back of it says like arrows and buttons, man, and then you got them layered. Like, can you just talk about? I'm bouncing all around, man. But yo, can you talk about the arrows and buttons? Like, is that deliberate or is that just?
I can actually have the person that designed it tell you. Nah, she designed the whole cover, Nasira.
Yeah. Can we talk about that real quick?
I mean, it was just because, like, instead of just putting A, side B, I just thought it was kind of a dope play on a side B and a side A instead of like, just arrows and buttons. It's just, I wanted it to be, the artwork to be, just as appealing as the sounds, and just to kind of, take the listener on a journey. Like, I remember looking at the album cover while I was listening to the record. As a kid, you just kind of study the art while you're listening to the music. So I wanted to, make it interesting for the audience.
Man, amazing. Like I look at the details and stuff, man. So first of all, NasRockwell, I don't think I ever heard you speak. Like I hear about you from Dibia and all the interviews and stuff like that. But this is the first time we hear NasRockwell speak. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Hello. Yes. No. I've been listening to the interview, and it's super interesting. I love the questions, and I'm looking forward to, being brought up to speed on your podcast, because it seems like you've been doing it for some time. So yeah, thanks, and thanks for being so curious.
Yes, but thank you. 1030 is 1030 your label?
Yeah.
1030 is the label. Okay. All right.
That's because it's both our birthdays. It's October 30th.
Wow. So this is your birthday month. Wow.
Yeah.
Look at that. Yeah, yo. Okay, so I got another question for you and for you, DB and Nas. You and NasRockwell, like y'all building something crazy right now, like, and like what is it like living with somebody, because you're artistic, she's artistic, she probably handles like the day-to-day stuff, you handle the beats and the networking and all that type of stuff. Like, what is it like? Who's more crazy about music, you or her?
It's both equal, but she's an engineer going to. You can explain what you're doing right now better than me.
I mean, to kind of speak to like, what is it like, living with another creative, or what is it like? I think, I can say like, what is it like living with Dibia? So I think it's really interesting. Like, he never ceases to amaze me. In terms of like his ability to like not only innovate his style, but also like just learning new equipment and always pushing himself to, get outside of his comfort zone. So I think for me, just, being a designer and an engineer myself, and a producer and an artist, I think, I really, I feel like we feed off of each other's energy, like, and, for better or for worse too, like sometimes if we're both kind of in like a crazy creative manic state, like we can be real sensitive to our environment. And so sometimes we just need space. So yeah, I mean, it's, how it is. I don't know if you've ever lived with a creative, but I think there's, I think we are like, Voltron, like we kind of join forces, or like the Wonder Twins, where I think we, even though there's a lot, like we're a lot alike, I think in some ways we couldn't, be more opposite. So we complement each other and kind of fill each other's spaces out a little bit.
Nice. I always like, because I be hearing you talk about how you and her set up Supercard, and then y'all are doing
she did the documentary too.
Documentary for the SP404 day. Like, yo, I'm like, wow, like that's amazing stuff. Like that's legacy stuff that you can tell. I mean, your kids right now, but your grandkids, great grands, and everything like that. Like, that's amazing, man. Like that's the beat scene owes a lot just to you two alone. So thank you. I'm gonna say thank you on behalf of the beat scene right now. Thank you, because I've never seen a Supercard in person. I wanted to, but I just wasn't able to. But from the videos that I've seen online and stuff like that, it looked amazing, man. You had stolen drums in there, like like
Rosh G,
man.
R.I.P. Ross.
R.I.P. Roz, man. Like,
I was gonna say it takes a village, like I feel like there were so many people, pushing behind the scenes, like, I don't want to take up too much space, but yeah, I mean, too many people to name, and it took years. I mean, just, a little bit of, sort of backstory, like real quick. I mean, for anyone who's working on something they really truly love and feel passionate about, don't be discouraged, if after year 5 or 6, things still aren't clicking. I mean, just to give you a little insight, like it took us almost really like our entire relationship, really like 10 years to sort of arrive to that. Many people don't know that, so never never get discouraged. And if you truly feel that something in your heart is meant to be, and you know that you're supposed to manifest it, like take a break, but don't stop. So yeah, that's just it takes a village, and we're very blessed to have a community that supports us worldwide, and we feed off of that community's energy too. I mean, it's kind of like we really did it for the community, and it's great to see now that these companies are opening their doors and giving these amazing artists the platform that they have deserved for all these years. So I just wanted to kind of speak on that.
That's exactly the way I feel as far as like why I even started this podcast. Like it's so much talent in the world that I probably won't even be able to touch every single beat maker around the world, but the ones that I do, like they probably feel like, man, I'm trying to be on Instagram, I'm trying to be on Twitter, I'm trying to be on Twitch, probably not having like enough people follow them and support the vision like they would want. But this is like a battery. I feel like this podcast is like a battery in their back to be like, somebody listening, somebody paying attention in that same fashion. You know what I'm saying? So
I don't want to I don't know if this is appropriate because it's all love. I want to make that very clear. Like, it's all love. But a lot of these companies, whose names shall be left out of the mix, weren't even really fucking with us for years. So they couldn't see the vision. So, I mean, that again, it's like one of those things where if you have to love it first. And I think that's really important. And you also need to kind of separate a little piece of it for yourself that's just not for sale and just non-negotiable. So again, if you know that you have something special, don't let people's opinions, like good or bad, influence what you're supposed to be doing, like with music, art, or like your purpose, So yeah, I mean, again, sometimes the people you're trying to reach aren't even going to be fucking with you at first, but then they come along. Sometimes it just takes people time, so just don't give up.
It goes. Check. It goes. Check it. It goes.
Wanna know something? Your kind should be locked up, gated boy. You wanna know something?
What's most important? Learn all the rules so you can break them. Heat warning, steam rising, tears rising, iron fire, flatline, power driver, bud, make the bud wiser. What up, Mr. Bus Driver? Take y'all to school again. She could have been a queen, but she rather be a baby mama. Where she at? You would think she made the kids without the all the kids playing Glock, paper, scissors after dark. Spark your thoughts, big bang, lava crawl. My bitch titties, times it never all came back. I got like 50 grams, still I midi pad. Touch notes, this like 50 grand saved up. Shifty mans with sticky hands get hit like 50 many men. Get first class tickets to semi-land. You capping crunch ass splash, Canucks slide mighty ducks. Rappers change, we talking for them. All they say is tie me up. Paranoid, he asks his barber, what you mean line me up? Pimp name slick back, rap bitches like sign me up. Transform for dough, transpose control, stop your show. Step into the site for Montreal Expo. Ayo, it's ballers in the monetary mafia. Kabbalah and Gematria. You wasn't feeling sick until the doctor. Yo, it's not smart to not got a gun. The devil got your tongue. The black Obi-Wan, the Tatooine, baby. Chosen one, Buddha Lotus, pose with blunts. We up against superior. The presidents and Sith Lords, we Jedis that be healing you. He want this. He want this. Hey yo, who got the fire pen? Why you tie your landmine? Leviathan for finer things. Hybrid women friends, Heinekens. Your mind is white as China blink. My skin is like inside want it. It's crazy, Lord. It's hot outside. He want it. He want it.
End, go. End, go. End, go.
I agree. I think that's why at the end of the podcast is I always leave that one message where it's like believe in your music, or you're wasting your time basically. Because if you just, you know what I mean, you're doing it just for likes or clicks or for anybody else other than self, man, you definitely gonna be discouraged a lot. So you out of there, yo.
Yeah. Nah, that's pretty much what she just said, man.
Very, very elegantly, yo. So, okay, here's my next question. Like, what's one thing you wish you knew before you started on your own music creation journey?
Man, just even making beats, I wish. Well, it was just tough to get information, like to even start making beats for a while. So it was like a lot of knowledge wasn't accessible, especially if you didn't buy equipment from the store and it had no manual. So like a lot of people that was OGs and they will hoard certain information. So it's like, I didn't even know the MPC could sample for like a good 3 years because they didn't touch this. Because every studio I was going to was MIDI-ing their MPC to a keyboard. So I thought the MPC was the keyboard.
Wow.
So I went to this one dude's studio, like in, I think it was West Covina. Yeah. And he had a bunch of records inside of his garage. And then I saw him chopping up, and I was like, oh, snap. This is what DJ Premier was using to chop up the records. I'm like, damn, I've been in like 3 or 4 studios near the crib, and I asked them this question. Can you chop samples? They all told me no.
Wow. Wow.
Like, it wasn't like no internet to go, do your research and all that back then. So, yeah, man.
Wow. Yo, information is the key, man. Like, I feel like, what you doing right now, where you're like mentoring the younger generation and even people like myself, like no matter what age, and I'll tell you my age, I'm 42 years old, yo, but you still like helping, you know what I'm saying? You still helping me like figure out my own way around music and machines and not being afraid to try different things and stuff like that. But information, man, what you're doing with like organizations like Flip a Beat Club, like Serato's Kitchen. You just did was it Blips and Beats?
Yeah.
Blips and Beats. You do Flip a Beat Friday. You do Serato Studio sessions. Like, you do like countless. I don't even know how you have the time, but you like giving so many jewels out to crazy people. Like, why do you think that was important to do?
Well, man, if you're an OG, man, you're supposed to, lead by example. That being intimidated by the younger kids, like I feel like a lot of times people hoard stuff because they in competition with everybody. They feel like they gonna get bypassed, but it's like a lot of stuff I learned. It wasn't like I learned it from somebody at some point, and it's like, man, I gotta pass it on, and they gonna have to pass it on at some point. Like some stuff I ain't gonna tell every single thing, but I want to get everybody on the right, the right start. The basic the basic necessities to learn how to fish, you know.
Right.
You could feed your tribe once you know how to fish and all that. So it's like just giving everyone the basics, and then, you know, if I see cats is hungry and willing to, you know, got the patience and hunger, it's like I want to see them win. So like a lot of the cats you see who I deal with, it's like they always hungry, cats eager to learn, all that stuff. From like Taki, all of them cats, man.
Yeah, TV, yeah, man. Telly McLean and them, yo. T-Dot, oh.
God.
Man. Black Guy 9, oh my, yo. Najee Head, yo, like Sample, all of those, yo, man.
Yeah, man.
Oh man, yo. So, okay, man. I'm really bouncing all over the place right now, but I'm
all good, man.
I'm like, yo, I'm like trying to get. I had like 50 questions that I wanted to ask you. I don't know, we ain't got time for 50 questions, but I did want to give, like, you know, just some good like background on stuff that people don't know, but then also talk about like your projects, right? So when I, you know, if somebody was to go to your Bandcamp and they look at like your discography, which this is maybe a little bit of it, but because you got like, yo, you got a lot more on the internet. So like let's just talk about the Baker Dozen from Fat Beats. Like how did that come about with doing the DiBiase Baker Dozen LP and Fat Beats?
Yeah, they asked me to set it off. They asked me and Nas to set it off, and then they originally wanted me to just pick like 12 songs off of Bandcamp, and I was like, man, if I'm gonna set something off, it's got to be like some new stuff, man. For the most part, I took like a few that I liked from online, but a lot of it I had to make it like new. So, you know, it can have an impression. So, like in that process, she was picking like a lot of samples she was playing for Jax while she was in the womb. So, I was making that album with all those samples, and it was like certain samples Jax would kick to while she was in the womb.
Wow.
So like that song she's kicking, that was a sample. Like she would be like, yo, come in here, look, she's kicking right now to the music.
Wow.
So like the song would play and I'm like, but she's like kicking at the same point in the song, like she was listening. So I was like, man, that's just a coincidence. So she did it again and then she started kicking. So I told her to do it again, like maybe a few days later, because I thought maybe, you know, she just in there wilding out. She did it a couple of days later. Same thing, dude. And I was like, wow. Like she like really listening to that stuff. So like when she was born, she was gravitating to them kind of samples. When she would take her nap, she would go to sleep to those. And yeah, man.
Wow. Cause yo, this stuff that people don't know, man. Like, so okay, the whole
one for Jax she would kick to that sample as well.
Oh man, yeah, one for Jax. Like if I could play it right now, I would, man. But yeah, I'm gonna put it in the background as we talking about this. Yo, because I got to. Like it just matched perfect. But yo, like so 13 tracks. Baker's Dozen, DiBiase, man. Like, when did I buy this, man? I think I bought it. You figure it came out 2016, right? So you released it in 2016.
Yep. She was born by that time. Yep.
Wow. Have I been on Bandcamp that long? Yeah, dang, it's been a while. Yeah, I've been scooping up crazy music. Like, I always wanted to ask this too. Like, I knew I was interviewing. Yo, if you got any of those beat tapes that you was trying to sell to people that wasn't trying to pay $20, yo, I'll pay for them. I'll pay for them joints, yo.
Man.
Yo, I got a cassette player. I will gladly pay for them joints, man.
It's funny. We put out like a little limited edition joint when we went to Japan. The New Jax album. That's kind of the crazy thing. The way it's spelled, it's spelled Jax, New Jax, because it was like kind of like New Jack Swing, but it was like we spelled it that way before we even knew we was gonna have a kid and all that, man. It was crazy.
Wow.
It was like a bunch of 90s R&B clips, and we put it on cassette. We made like 50 of them and sold them in Japan.
You sold out?
I don't know. We might have some around the house.
Yo, I'm just saying, let me know. Because I will buy them joints, yo. For real. Like, because I remember... Yeah, I remember your Red Bull joint where you were going up in that competition, and they did their whole documentary on you, doing beats in I think it was your mom's house.
Yeah, yep.
And then you were like, "Yo, Cass wasn't trying to pay $20 for beats."
Oh yeah, the G Unit prices.
Yeah. So,
oh man.
Yeah,
I was selling them on MySpace. It was like a player that had like 50 beats on there. It was a few cats that got some beats. And what the crazy thing, one of the beats from that batch was Beautiful Day, dog. You and I did. That shit ended up being played on MTV.
Wow. Yo, was that your first placement?
Yeah, somewhat. I think so. I probably had. I had stuff with Vast Air and Sadat X, random stuff. But yeah, that was the first time something was on MTV like that, though. But they wasn't signed though for that during that whole process. That was like a mixtape. That fried chicken and watermelon mixtape they did. You and I, Thurs and YO. And crazy thing, Naja Head did the remix. He co-produced the remix for that song.
Wow. Yo, so for real, Naja Head's been in this game for a minute.
Yeah. This dude had Project Blow. Like rhyming, all that shit, dude.
Yeah, when I did his episode on this show, like I found him rhyming. I think he was doing like a competition or something like that where he was rhyming. Yeah. Man, you got bars, man. Yo, I asked him about that. I think
we had a whole project.
What?
Called the DNA Project.
What? Oh my god! Both
rhyming and making beats. It was like on some J-Lib type.
Oh my gosh! Yo, all right. I gotta go. Definitely find that. And speaking of that, because you did an album with Raz Fresco, right? Toronto MC beatmaker. Yeah. Like over there at Baker's Club, yo, man, that guy's a monster, man. Like, can you talk about? Can you talk about that album that came out? Because I actually Tough Kong Records is where I ordered mine from, the LP, because y'all got it's like 300 LPs that's out there or something like that they're trying to give away. So I had to get mine. I'm trying to get the poster from Baker's Club right now too. So can you talk about how that came about? Yo,
so Raz Fresco hit me on Twitter, man, and it was funny because I know he had a project with Future Wave called Polo Sportsman, and I saw the artwork. So the dude that did the artwork, Chris Burney or something, he does like some crazy graphics animation. And my one homie from Chicago, Shondo, he knows the artist, and he did like some Ninja Turtles, Wu-Tang like artwork, and then I was like, damn, this dude's art is pretty crazy. And then I looked on his page and then I saw the Ross Fresco album cover. So I kind of like chimed in and peeped that project out. But like maybe a month or two later, Ross Fresco hit me up on Twitter in the DM. And then he was like trying to work, but instead of like a message, he sent me like a video message. Like he wants to feel like that. Do I even have the video, man? Actually, I might have the video on me, dude. And yeah, this is what he basically said. And then we just started working, man, after that. But let me see. I'm gonna find it real quick.
Because I know you said it took, like, y'all did the whole album in 1 week, right?
Yes.
Bananas. That's bananas, man.
Okay. The first message is a video on the Twitter DM.
Y'all hearing it here first. This is exclusive. Exclusive. Yeah. That's my DJ Clue. Exclusive. Yeah.
It said, "Peace, Lord, you're an inspiration." That's what he typed, and then the video is this.
Yo, peace, G. Yo, first of all, I salute you for your contributions to this culture of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like, inspiring niggas like me. I just turned 26, you know what I mean? Inspiring niggas with your sounds, man. You know, I would love and be honored to work with you, man. I'm a rapper, producer. You know, I've been putting out a bunch of my own shit. I've also produced for like Raekwon, AZ, Tragedy, Gaddafi, Big Sean, B.O.B., Wale, Tyga, French Montana, Mac Miller. You feel me? I put out a lot of shit, you see what I'm saying? And I'm hungry, and I love the hip hop culture, and I love and respect what you do, to the point where you inspired me to get on my SP shit and all of that. Be like my shit, I'm stepping my shit up because of the inspiration and the energy you put out there, and I would love to work with you. And I wanted to send you this video because it's realer than just texting, so you can feel my energy and know the shit is real.
Yeah, man. That's what was said off Secret Wars, fam.
Wow, yo.
Yeah, I could tell he was hungry, dog, and that was an understatement because this dude output is crazy, and the dude be making his own merch and filming it's like him and Lucas, man, doing all that online stuff, and this dude is stitching like the embroidery on the sweaters and shirts and all that. Like it's not like a big team of people doing that. It's like, it's crazy, man.
Yeah, he said he's a one-man shop, yo. Secret Wars. If y'all don't know, man, this is the first time y'all hearing this, man, go get Raz Fresco and Dibia's Secret Wars album. You can get it digital or biggersclub.com, or go to Tough Con Records and go get the vinyl. I'm getting the vinyl. You can get the poster on Biggers Club also. Yo, shout out to Raz Fresco, man. Yo, like every time I do like a podcast with like a bunch of different beat makers that I just want to put to the spotlight, I always got to include one of his beats, man, just because he's a monster, man. Like,
yeah, bro. Like, he cooking up quick too, man. It's crazy.
Is that something that you helped him cook up with, like fast, or is that just him?
Yeah, he was already cooking. Like he used to cook on Reason, but like then he started cooking on the MP Live, and then the 404, now the Pocket Operators. But yeah, so I might have sent them, I think the first beat I sent them was the last song, The Sin, that beat Sin. The last song on the album. And that was like an MPC 2000 beat. And I sent it to him, and funny that the last song ends up being the first song he did.
Yo, living in a world of sin, hidden is a world within. Strive to live away your life, not get caught up in the ways of men. Hey, yo, living in this world, it could
drive a man crazy. That's why I got knowledge of self and build daily. Stay level-headed, doing shit ain't all gravy. We show improved jewels, cause we gotta teach the babies of the world.
Play me, you might just play yourself. Save me, you got to save yourself. All the jewels that I dropped, that God gave you wealth. Even with your hands out, that God gave you health.
Hey yo, growing to die, we're dying to grow. The weed got my mind moving slow. I'm stuck in the time loop, deja vu. I've seen this before. Bloodstained floors, cocaine wars, laws unequally enforced. Families divorced, spirit electrical current short. Murder for sport, false news report, baby aboard. His last day free of court. No one left to hold down the fort. Pay your tax or just fund the war. Rushing to become a corpse. Bullets made him somersault. Harder, you want the soft. Money or you want applause. Praying to a mystery God. Deep down, you know something off. Something off. Yo, everything synthesized, nothing wrong. Mystery me in your baby jaws. No long talk like Lady Saw. Pete, we in the game, then I press pause. Hey yo, living in a world of sin. Hidden is a world within. Strive to live away your life, not get caught up in the ways of men. Hey yo, living in the world of sin. Hidden is a world within.
Hey yo, the hand that shot Reagan raised the stock way. Ghetto kids with cock gauges, life just got dangerous. Burn sages, turn pages, write scriptures, bright like light fixtures, paint the right pictures. I get right with you in a minute. The authentic, if God said it, I meant it. More Cain than menace, always pain in the message.
Living in the world of sin. Hidden is a guessed it. Who be the freshest to ever bless it? I'm back studying lessons. Jewels is precious. The black man is God was the message. From knowledge to born was the progression. Now count your blessings. Herbal meditation, never stressing. The moment when you realize you great sets in. I assessed it about 7 times, then I addressed it. Civilized minds with rhymes digested. View things for what they truly are, not what they appear to be. This pair of sneaks here is rarely seen. Prepare to dream. A duplicate of me you'll never be. My name way heavy on the triple beam. Supply the drip, I got shit to deliver. That nigga 6 spinning shit, you know the pick of the litter. The bait guard rap flow like a river, it's everlasting. Master of ceremonies, crafting words with a passion.
Growing to die, we're dying to grow.
You got to save yourself.
Yo, living in a world of sin. Hidden is a world within. Strive to live away your life, not get caught up in the ways of men.
Hey yo, living in a world of sin. Hidden is a world within. Strive to live away your life, not get caught up in the ways of men.
Caught up in the ways of men. Caught up in the ways of men. Caught up in the ways of men.
Caught up in the ways of men.
This planet is not big enough for all of us. My sentiments exactly.
It is over.
What happened? How did we get here?
You have won. Good has triumphed over evil. You will all be returned to your rightful places on Earth, and you will retain no memory of this event. I needed to be sure that as a leader, you could handle the real task at hand.
The real task?
Come, your greatest challenge awaits.
We're looking around $2,000 for this. So I don't know if that's in your budget, but what I will do, I got 3 fully loaded 30-round mags in here that I will throw in for that $2,000. That's a steal for a weapon of that quality. Now, is this something you can afford?
Yeah, I want the case too.
Oh, hey, great.
Peace God. Hey yo, a weapon on the waist, keep the devil away. Might have to keep that on you. Just in case. Yo, one lesson a day, keep the ignorance at bay. Do the knowledge, study. Hey yo, a weapon on the waist, keep the devil. Hey yo, as the earth rotates, turf wars, lost souls, my birthplace is flooded with the worst snakes. How to be the mind, the murder case, how I earn the wage. Ride, serve the shake, blind, turn the page, you bleed like me. So why the self-hate? He's in the marvelous headspace. His pen rate, get them fed grapes. Educate from 20,000 miles away. Inside the game. Polar bears hibernate, hyper drive steez out of space, exchange cocaine and make them dance like Soul Train. Before you walk, look both ways. Number 4 J's, cool greatest Blu-ray. Studio doomsday, blow speakers out the wooden frame. Since the book of hang age, brain full of game. I saw the traffic, so I made a lane. I'm raw, these niggas acting like they Damon Wayans. It's safe to say what goes got laser aim. I blaze the chain, she say my name, you let her shave your man. I came to get this door, you came to enter. Yo, my freak bitch doing the split, she go both ways. Hey, yo, nowadays they sell it online with no shame. The 7 and heaven's a mental state. The heaven's gate dunks is heavyweight. He like DJs with 808s pumping heavy bass. Getting money, yo, learn a lesson a day. Guard the 120 way. Hey yo, a weapon on the waist, keep the devils away.
Fuck the only way you gon' stop police brutality.
Hey yo, a lesson a day, keep the ignorance at bay.
You got to stand up and be brutal with this damn.
Hey yo, a weapon on the waist, keep the devils away.
You can moan, you can groan, you can sing.
But the most powerful weapon is what control the brain.
You can recite, you can claim you know all.
But the most powerful weapon is what control the brain.
You can know my eyes, justice, righteousness,
hey yo, a weapon on the waist, keep the devils away.
Reciprocity. You can name those of the next.
Hey yo, a lesson a day, keep the ignorance at bay.
You can call on Oludumare. You can call on Ilekba and Shango and Obatala and Oshun and Ogun and Yemonia. You can know all of them. But unless you're willing to stand up and step, we will never get out of this condition.
The Green Llama strike.
And then after we like recorded that, I sent him like a pack of like maybe 5 beats. Just stuff that kind of I felt like fit the most. So he like recorded to them joints. It was like 4 joints he recorded in one day, dude. But he like pieced it together with interludes and all that. But it was like it flowed. So I was like, okay, let me see what he's doing. He sent back 5 like that. Let me see what he do if I send him another 5. That kind of fits cohesive. So I sent him that, and he sent that back like 4 or 5 joints again. The next day, I'm like, holy shit. So I was like, yo, man, we constructing this shit like in chapters, dog. We need to put chapter 1, chapter 2,
chapter 3. Yeah, yo.
So basically, the album was how it's in order. That's how I was sending it in packs like that.
Wow. Oh my gosh, man. Yo, that album, it came out when I was still in Japan, and I was like, yo, they have no clue right now. Like, I'm trying to put everybody on. Like, I was at work trying to put everybody like, yo, you gotta check out that Secret Wars album, yo. Like, man.
Oh, man.
Yo, whose idea was it? Whose idea was it about the cover art? Because it's got you blasting. You know what I mean? Like, he got Scotty. Like,
he wanted to have that Star Wars concept because it kind of had a Star Wars, like a old Star Wars poster. So Ross sent me like an old Star Wars poster. And he said he's gonna send it to the homie to do the like, you know, his version of a Star Wars poster. That's why the font is like kind of like that Star Wars vibe. But he came up with the name Secret Wars. But the funny thing, back in the day when I was rhyming, like in 2001, 2002, I came out with a project. I just had a little project, like some low key shit. I didn't really put it out like that. This is before the internet, but it was called Secret Wars as well. And I was like, oh man, yeah, man. It was like lining up. I'm like, bruh.
Wow.
I'm on that kind of vibe. So yeah, man, let's do it. It was like easy process, man.
Yo, y'all definitely like y'all bodied this album. Like this is a classic. Like I know it just came out. I know that people will be throwing away out classics like they candy and stuff like that. But literally, like for me as a B head, and I like lyricism. This is masterful piece of work, man. Y'all did amazing on this.
Oh,
man, wow.
Man.
Yo, can we talk about bonus levels real quick?
Yeah.
Because bonus levels is your 8-bit, you know what I mean, album. Yeah. And I feel like it don't get enough play. I honestly feel like besides when you played a lot of it for Beats and Blips, and I was watching on Instagram, can you go into like what went into creating bonus levels and you know, like how you think is doing right now? Like is it doing what you expected it to do?
Oh man, it could always sell out, but you know, it was like near the time of the pandemic. Once the pandemic kind of hit, that kind of like killed momentum, like as far as touring and all that stuff. So I didn't really get to tour for like a good 2-3 years, but I think it did good. But basically Supercard, that whole Supercard thing, if you peep the font of Supercard, it's like that Nintendo font. So it was basically like a prelude to me dropping bonus levels. So it was kind of the way we had Supercard, the loft setup was kind of like the aesthetics of bonus levels. And then, yeah, man, it was cool, man. But it was like a little after it, you know, like that whole pandemic hit, it's like it was kind of hard to go on tours and stuff. So that kind of probably did some stuff. But as far as performance wise, because I didn't get the shit. I didn't even hear that shit on the loud system for a while after it dropped on vinyl because we were stuck at home. But yeah, you know, people, it take a while sometimes for people to catch up to stuff. And then sometimes, you know, they don't like that kind of stuff. And then a lot of times people just don't be knowing. So like doing the blips and beats now, a lot of people, they getting hip to that stuff. And then it's like, it's cool, man. It's like a brand new album to them. So like that whole video game chiptune community, a lot of them people, it's like they tripping out on it like it's a brand new project and it's old. But yeah, man.
Who said I think Jay, I can't remember if it was Jay Filt that said like music is not old. It only takes one person to listen to it right now and it's a brand new album to them. So yeah, it's timeless. But yeah, the process of that album making it was crazy because my computer broke down like midway through the album. I had to get a new computer, man, and I was transferring all the files, and then once I put it on the new computer, some of the files was missing. It was like, damn. Yo, and I had like deadline. It was crazy, man. So you really put blood, sweat, and tears. Like you really had to level up in order to get this out, right?
Oh yeah. And then it was like, yeah, I was experimenting with stuff, put a little footwork on there. It was like I wanted to put something with the footwork on there. And then my grandmother, she passed away near that time. So it's like, yeah, man.
So I see you put your like 14 KT and then Eloquent on there because they both monsters themselves. Like, was that intentional for putting their remixes of like Castlevania and what's the other one? Metroid on there?
Yeah, because I've been wanting to work with, you know, with Eloquent for a while. It's crazy. We haven't done more music together, but I think, you know, because for a while I was like, I'm done flipping the video game beats, and then I got that bug again, and then I was like, once I had the idea, I'm gonna do another video game project. I told Eloquent, you know, you gotta do something on this, so because I know he used to always flip the Sega flips back in. So it was like it was a no-brainer. In KT, I never heard him flip any video game stuff, but he's one of my favorites. So I was like, I want to hear his approach to a video game flip. But we already done music before together, and yeah, so they was with it, man, and it worked out, man. But yeah, it's like a perfect album for the dance community. It's like a dancer, like the crump dancers, all of that, man.
Like you, because I definitely hear like when you come up with like your patterns and stuff like that, I can see people dancing to your beats. Was that something that you developed as you were learning how to make beats, to be like, yo, I'm not just make a beat just to make a beat or to get somebody's head bobbing, it's to get people moving?
Yeah, and so basically that's low key, that was like damn near equally what got me into making beats. Like besides needing beats to rhyme to, but I used to go to this club in LA called Unity, and it used to be a bunch of like dance circles with freestyle dancers, and just seeing how the freestyle dancers would be dancing to the music in the club like the whole night. It was like the rock stars at the club, and then like the headliners would be like J. Rue, Gangstar, and I was like, damn, I'd be entertained watching the dancing the whole night. The headliners is like a bonus. But and then I will watch this documentary called it was this dance crew in New York called Mop Tops, and they had a dance documentary, and it came on PBS back in the 90s. But I had a VCR tape of it, and I used to watch it with the volume down while I was making beats, and sometimes it would sync up with the music I was making, and I was like, oh shit, this is crazy. It's like they dancing. And funny story, years later, one of the dancers from that documentary, they got a video dancing to one of my beats.
Wow.
Yeah, shout out to the Mop Tops. I just have it as background, like something in the background on the screen while I'm just cooking up. And sometimes I'll look up and it just looks like they're hitting their movements. It's like in sync with the snare and all that stuff. So it kind of made me start like, focusing on that. That was like early, like 95 when I was looking at that documentary doing that. But I'll do it every so often now. So it's like now you can put YouTube videos in Ableton and you can easily sync stuff now. But I just had the VCR while I'm cooking on the MPC. And yeah, man. That pretty much, got me focusing on the dancers. And then I started going to recording sessions. My homie had a dance studio. It was Raj G would go, Sam Lyon. Lowkey did some of his first beat sets there. Exile would go there. House Shoes, they would do sets there. And it'd be like 30 dancers. Like, yeah, it was crazy, man.
Wow.
So yeah, and then I would pull up to like dance sessions in North Hollywood with the Crumpers. Like I would drive my Jeep to this park in North Hollywood. They would call them the 818 sessions, and it'd be like 100 people in the parking lot, dog. It'd be like a few cars playing beats, and then it'd be like a dance cypher by one car, and then it'd be another car, and it'd be a full cypher, people dancing, and I had my Jeep, and I had the hatchback open with the subs, and I was playing like a lot of the Machines Hate Me before it dropped, and they was dancing to that, but that crump style, and I was like, oh shit, this is crazy. But wow. I just recently found like the crump community out here in Sacramento and in Oakland, so I've been hitting up some dance ciphers out here, and the homie, he was at Blips and Beats. Bravo Domo. He did the beats, the last Blips and Beats. So, but yeah, man. Yeah, I found a dance community out here. So, man, it's about to be a wrap.
Yeah, because I know you while you was doing the bleeps and beats. You was like, yo, I'm feeling the video game vibes again. Like,
yeah, exactly, man. Yeah, it's like I'll be like, I'm not doing it no more, and then every 5-6 years, it's like I gotta do it.
Man,
keep calling me.
Man, yeah. This is good. So I gotta ask you about the toys, right? And when I say the toys, I'm talking about like all of the the machines and you know what I mean. Like so for everybody that don't know, like if you go to DiBiase's Twitch, Instagram, he be putting stuff on Twitter. You can be seen using everything and the kitchen sink, right? It's like just to make beats, right? So like you use like Elf Audios, like Koala Sampler, Akai MPCs, Native Instruments Machine, Roland SP404s. Like I can't remember the other one that's like a little box, but like I think it's a looper or something like that.
The RC 505 looper.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so like to create your beats, like why do you use these musical instruments or DAWs? And part 2 to that question is like, does each piece have their place in your music creation?
I just try to learn as many things possible. Sometimes I'll get tired of one process, and like when I first started, like I was just hardware only. I didn't like think about using software, and it was probably holding me back too at the same time. So like a lot of times people would try to get me on Reason and Ableton. When I lived with Devin Hu for a bit, he was trying to get me on Ableton. But I finally got to like Reason in 2007 or 8. But prior to that, I was against software. It's like, if it's not an MP or SP, I'm not computer savvy like that. So I was intimidated. So after I got over that, like having learning curves wasn't an issue to me. And then after I learned one thing, everything was kind of relative to each other. If you learn the basics of one, you can even apply some of these techniques in the software as well and on the hardware. So once I started doing that, it turned into like damn near a little challenge to see if I can, just make something that was, if I could make the Pocket Operator sound like an MPC, like if you close your eyes, you couldn't tell type of, like, can I do this? Can I make something on this PSP sound like something I would make on a 404? And then it just turned into like, it started out with a few machines, and then it just, like each year it just the list I just added the OP1 yesterday, so it's like it's another learning curve.
So we're gonna see some videos with the OP1 soon, y'all.
Yeah, so it's just, I don't know, it keeps me learning, man. Like it's hard to be stagnant if you like constantly learning. Even if I get in a beat block with like the MP, let me just try a whole different process or using them in combinations, pairing up two different pieces of equipment, using them together, it might spark some creativity. And sometimes the limitation of a certain piece of hardware, like the PSP, is not supposed to really be doing the most, but if I can make it sound crazy, it's like it's making me think out the box to maximize it. Same with the pocket operator. And then
you did that PSP, B. I'm like, yo, what are you on right now? Like, who thinks
core gadget?
Oh my gosh!
On the Switch, yeah, man.
Oh man,
running the Switch through the 404 is crazy, man. It's like endless combination. It's like fighting techniques. It's like I'm trying to get that 100-hit combo.
Yo, I feel like you like the Herbie Hancock of beats, yo. Like in the most respectful way. You know how Herbie Hancock was like with who was he with? He was with not Clyde Davis. Oh man, he was with somebody when he was like first figuring out the sampler.
Yeah.
Oh man, who was that, man? Quincy Jones. Was he with Quincy Jones?
Oh yeah, Quincy. Yeah, it might have been Quincy. But I remember when Herbie was on Sesame Street with that sampler, and he sampled Tatiana Ali. She was she talked in the mic, and then he was speeding up her voice and all that. I remember seeing that as a kid on Sesame Street, tripping out on that.
You definitely like our Herbie Hancock of beats, yo. Like for real. Like man, anything. Like I feel like what you do with learning different machines and processes and stuff like that is challenging yourself to, like you said, never get stuck. Like if you get stuck on one process, you can go to something else and then you can probably get out of the beat block and stuff like that. Like, would you recommend that for my listeners and anybody that's making beats? Would you recommend having a couple different ways to create music?
Yeah, like don't fall in love with one process, but definitely, just learn something, master one thing first. Because once you master that one, whatever you starting off with, whether it's Koala or 404, you don't want to do that like fresh out the gate, because you're gonna overwhelm yourself. But once you can master one, put that. How many hours is that? 10,000 hours.
10,000 hours, yeah.
Once you do that, and one thing that's like your go-to, then you can start gradually adding little things to the process, because you will get tired of one process if you're doing it for years. Like I've been doing it since '94, so it's like if I would have stuck with one process all this time, I would have been burnt out, man. So it's like this just keeps it. It's like the fountain of youth, man. It just it keeps it fun. It's like it feel like the first time my boy got the sampler, we was in high school, and I was staying up all night just trying to figure it out. Like I'm gonna make a beat on this before I go to sleep. So taking on new learning curves, it kind of keeps that motivation like that still to this day.
Man, they look at the good before he messing up. He did this shit on purpose, man. He was even talking about your mom. Yo, man, how much you pay for him? 108 with tax. I give him 100. If you lucky, the black man has a lucky heart. Jump, 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 jump.
basketball? Because I know you're a basketball head. Everybody, if they're on your social, you can see you, shooting the basketball. You got a little flick on the wrist, So, like, who is your who's your basketball squad, and what do you think basketball's connection is to beats or to music?
Man, my favorite squad was the Bulls since the 80s. Yeah, my favorite player was Scottie Pippen, Baron Davis. Like, yeah.
What? Not Jordan? Not Jordan? It was Scottie Pippen. Scottie.
Yeah, I like Jordan, but it wasn't like no It was mainly Pippen, man. For me, man.
Wow, that's different. That's different.
Yeah. So but yeah, Jordan was dope, of course, but I don't know. The way Pippen would dunk on people was same with Baron. That was more of my thing when I was younger. Trying to do that. Yeah, that's the only, like, when I was younger, I used to bring the boombox to the park while we were hooping, listening to like Wu-Tang or Tribe and stuff like that while we're hooping, and it would help me get in the zone back in the day. So doing this hoop session type of thing, that kind of has that vibe to it, but it's beats instead. So yeah.
So is like what gets you in the mood to make beats? Is it basketball? Is it just going out in nature? Is it walks? Is it, you know what I mean? What is it that gets Dibia in the mood to make crazy music, yo?
Man, just seeing a lot of these sample challenges. I just love making music, man. It's like I love listening to samples. Like I'll be dissecting samples in my head sometimes. I could be at Starbucks or anywhere. I hear something, I'll dissect it in my head and then get home and try to replicate what I was doing in my head. And sometimes I can do it. Sometimes it doesn't come out that way. But yeah, it's just a love of music, pretty much. My own. Like the basketball, that's a whole different universe. I keep it separate. Just chill out, girl.
You trying to talk? She want to join the podcast too?
But yeah, she does. What you want to say?
KJax in the house.
KJax, y'all heard that? Yeah, I had Wino Willie's daughter was on the podcast too while he was when he was doing his interview. So it's all good, man. Yeah, Wino Willie, man, yo, he's a beast. He's another beast. But
KJax, who gave you your beat name? And speak loud.
Uncle G.
Her Uncle G. Raj G.
Raj G. Wow. Yeah, wow. Yeah, amazing, man. Yo. Yeah, welcome to the show, Jax. Welcome to the show, KJax. What you want to tell the people?
I don't know.
How you fine now? What's some of your favorite beats?
Hot potato.
Hot potato.
Hot potato.
Hot potato. Who's that? Freestyle Fellowship. She likes that song from Freestyle Fellowship. Hot potato.
Oh, okay. Look at that. What 6-7-year-old is talking about hot potato from Freestyle Fellowship? Wow.
Who else you like?
Dibia.
Of course.
One for Jack.
What's your favorite song?
One for Jack.
Y'all heard it, yo. Y'all heard it.
She liked that song when she was in the womb. I'm trying to tell you, man.
Wow, yo, KJax. The people want to know, when is your beat tape coming out? That's what we want to know.
I'll see about that. I never really made beats in a while.
All right, yo, the people listening, they see you was performing with your pops at an event. It was a couple weeks ago, I think. You was making the beats. You always at the Flip a Beat clubs.
But yeah.
Yeah, we ready for you.
I never miss a Flip a Beat club.
You never miss one, so you were definitely a member of the Flip a Beat club.
Yes.
Hey, yo, FABC, y'all heard that, yo? Yo, hey, I definitely want to ask you about Flip a Beat club as well, man, because you and NasRockwell and 12's Wax, like, y'all doing something amazing. Y'all adding different chapters to around the United States. Like, what's that experience like? I know it started at where y'all live at, but what's that like branching out to the United States and also into Toronto as well? Because we look at Raz Fresco when he puts out his events, and y'all are like on the Zooms, like they be going bananas in there. Like even where y'all are, y'all go bananas. Like it's a crazy experience. I want to experience that in real life. One day I'll get back to Cali. But what's that whole experience like with Flip a Beat Club, NasRockwell, 12's Wax, the different chapters around the United States and Toronto?
Oh man, so it just started out as we just needed something in Sacramento because it was like it wasn't too many outlets for us there. It was like we needed to go to Oakland or go drive down to LA to get that kind of vibe. So I started doing the flip sessions at World of Stereo like for a few months, like after the pandemic started and once people started coming out again, I started doing the flip sessions. It's like an extension from the sample challenges I was doing on Twitter. So, and with Serato, so I was like, let me try something like this in Sac. And then NasRockwell, he was like talking about doing the Flip a Beat Club at 12's Wax. And then we started doing that. And I think the pandemic started spiking again. So everybody went to Zoom. And so we kept doing the Flip a Beat Club on Zoom. And then we chilled out for like a couple of months and then we started it up again. But we just kept the Zoom going as well as doing it in the record store. And then we was like, let's start adding chapters because a lot of the homies that's in LA, they on that same kind of vibe. And Raz Fresco, he was down to do that. He saw what we were doing. He would pop up in there. And he was down to hold it down out there. And then Q no rap name, he was living in the Bay, so he was like a regular at Flip a Beat Club. But he moved back to Philly, where he's from. So he already knew how the shit operated. And then he started the Philly chapter out there. And then Benny Cousins, I went to DC and yeah, he knew the whole vibe. Him and Slim Cat and all them, and they was down to hold it down. So it's like everybody, they know how it operates, and they embody the whole vibe of what Flip a Club is about. So it was like easy to make those chapters happen. So we're trying to do more, add more to it, and just yeah, man.
Are y'all trying to touch every single state in the United States and then even some other countries as well with Flip a Beat Club?
Yeah, if we can do it, man. It's anything's possible, man. But you just one chapter at a time, man. Mm-hmm. Like this is like only 1 year. It's only been like 1 year. Next month is gonna be 1 year.
Yeah, y'all have one. I think y'all have one scheduled 10/10, right? So
yeah,
10/10. Yeah, 10/10 is 1 year anniversary. Yeah, because y'all started in November 11th.
Yeah. So 11. That's gonna be the 1 year.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, man.
Wow. Yeah, y'all doing some amazing things. Yeah, NasRockwell just had a birthday, so I gotta shout out NasRockwell. Happy birthday. He just released his album on the 1st. So yeah, man, I couldn't
Ultra Boy was yesterday. Boy was yesterday.
Happy birthday, Ultra Boy. Yeah, yo.
Happy birthday's in October.
Hey, man. Is that is that Aquarius?
It's Libra.
Libra season. All right, yeah, it is Libra season. Okay, got it. Yeah, man. Yo. Okay. I feel like we could talk forever, man, but I gotta
I know I gotta get the little one in pretty soon, man.
Okay, so let me I'm a round it out real quick.
Okay.
Okay, so give it some thought. Like, can you name your childhood and then adult beat maker superheroes? Like, who you grew up, like who were your superheroes in beats? And then right now, who are your superheroes in beats?
Where first starting out, I would say like the DJ Premiers, the Eric Sermon, Beat Miners, Pete Rides, RZA, who else? LP during the Company Flow era, the Funk Crusher Press, that era of production. Even DJ Quick, NWA production back in the day. Like a lot of that stuff had me, trained my ears. Even Tribe Called Quest, Q-Tip, all of them. And then later on, I say around 97, that's when I found out about Dilla. I knew about his stuff, but I didn't know it was Dilla though.
Uh-huh.
But say my older years, it's like Dilla definitely. 14KT's a favorite. Dakim, he's a favorite. Shit, man. It's a tricky question, man. So many people, man. There's so many people, man. It's like a lot of the homies be amazing me, dude. It's like, but shit. Like Dilla's, he's up there, man. Still. Vitamin D, he's crazy. I think he's an alien. So it's just Knots. Knots is an alien.
Yeah.
It's so many cats, man. Soundtrack, he's crazy now. Madlib, of course. MF Doom was a favorite, but yeah, man.
What can the internets look out for from DiBiase?
Oh man, just I got some albums in the tuck. Just got to get some business done with that, and hopefully that comes out early next year. And just expanding the Flip a Beat Club. My partner Nas, she's doing stuff with her engineering, like teachings with that. I was gonna help her with some of that. She has something going on at UC Berkeley this Friday. We helping her out with.
Nice.
Of course, it's like a sound installation, and like more workshops. The DB Diner. Like I have a 3-month residency with that with Serato, so I might do them in 3-month increments. So that's pretty keeps me pretty busy. that stuff with Serato, and getting on the road again next year. So hopefully getting the passport stamp. Like I definitely want to connect with Roz out there in Canada, and we can get on some of them live shows for the Secret Wars.
What?
Yeah, man. And then, yeah, man, we working on some follow-up to that. And yeah, it's pretty early, man. It's pretty early to say, but
some things are working though. Some things in the tuck right now.
Yeah.
So just so everybody knows, like the DB Diner, I forgot to mention that the DB Diners, you have a Discord that you set up as well, to where you do it. Was it monthly? Where you give weekly. Okay, weekly you give a sample, then everybody's got to chop up the sample and then make a beat with it, but then submit it back in the Discord so you can play it on a show, right?
Yep. So I got special curated sample packs. So this first month is from Tariq Elliott. The next month is Aman Omari. Then the third month is Rod from the Bap Notes. So each week for 4 weeks, it's like Tariq Elliott. So this Thursday is going to be the third week for Tariq. And he got some amazing samples in there. And I use his drum packs as well while I'm cooking up. I'll cook up like maybe 1 or 2 beats, and then I'll play all the submissions. It'll be like 30 beats. I'll give some input on all the beats, and yes, it'd be pretty fun in the chat on Twitch.
So okay, can you give out like your Twitch and Instagram social medias, and so people can tap into you? I know I'm gonna put every link in the description of the show as well, but go ahead and let the people know like all of your social media stuff like that, and then any final thoughts that you may have.
All right, so IG is the real Dibiasi, DAREAL DIBIAST. Same for Twitter. My Twitch is DBIC404, and also the Discord is them challenges. It's on Serato's Discord, and then it's also Flip a Beat Club, FABC Discord as well, and that's pretty much the Spotify. I got the Spotify as well, DiBiase, regular spelling. Bandcamp, Mr. DiBiase. And that's pretty much it on the socials, man.
Right. Any final thoughts to the listeners or the beat makers?
Oh man, just tap in with your community, man. I say that often online, but yeah, it's like you definitely got a tribe out there. You tap in with them, because a lot of people, like a lot of the amazing producers I found in Flip a Beat Club, they didn't really go out that much, or none of them ever did beat sets or put out beat tapes or nothing. And it's like they got out their comfort zone and started coming out to the thing or entering the challenges, and it's been making a difference with them. So I would just say participate in as much of the challenges, from Discord to popping up in the record stores and all the numerous sample challenges outside of mine. And that's my advice to everyone that's trying, to get out there. You never know who's gonna hear your stuff, man.
Y'all heard it here first. All right, all the jewels, all the the stories, the lessons, the recommendations. Like, y'all pay attention, man. Like every single one of my guests has their own story, and then they also are like giving jewels and stuff like that to you, the listener. So if you make it all the way to this point in the story, right, in the show, like you can always rewind it and catch another jewel every time you listen to it, man. So I just want to say love and respect to you, Dibia, man. I appreciate what you do for music, for beat community, for hip hop, like for just people as human beings. Like you inspire me. I know you inspiring a lot of people. Thank you for being on the Rec Show podcast, man. Yo, I keep telling you, like, I'm still geeking out right now, man. Yo, man, much respect to you. I appreciate you, man.
Man, thank you, man. Thank you for sharing the platform with all of us and the whole family over here. And yeah, man. Nah, thank you. I be tapping into all your episodes, so yeah, I'm glad we made it happen finally.
Yeah, finally, yo. NasRock was like, yo, like I think it was like maybe 3 weeks ago. He was like, yo, when you gonna get Dibia on the show? Boom! Now it's happening, yo. So, yo, I appreciate you, man. And yeah, that's how we going. That's how we gonna end the show.
All right, G. Man, thank you. Until next time. Till I'm in San Antonio.
Yes, sir. So listen, man, everybody that checked out this episode, man, I want to thank you for tapping in. Thank you to Dibia, NasRockwell, KJax for tapping in on the Rec Show podcast, episode 67, man. If y'all enjoyed the show, please go ahead and write a comment if you can on your, however you're listening to it, where Apple allows you to write a comment. I'm not sure if Spotify does, but yeah, share this, retweet it, like it, subscribe to it, and then there's always a link at the bottom where you can, buy me a coffee or something like that. That goes a long way. So yeah, man, that's another one in the books, man. One from my bucket list. Man, I don't even know, man. Like I'm still scratching my head over it, man. But yo, God is good, so we're gonna keep it moving to the next one. And yeah, man. Yo, y'all enjoy y'all weekend, man. Hope y'all enjoying watching football. Basketball season is starting. It's in preseason right now, so yeah, man. Take care of each other. Take care of your mentals. And I'm gonna see y'all next week on another episode of the Rec Show podcast. Peace and love, yo. Bye, 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 bye.
Yo! Hold up! Time out! Time out! Y'all take a chill. You need to cool that shit out. And that's the double truth.
Marvelous! I press the button, put the top in. Marvelous! Don't you buy the bitch, piano bitch. Let's hit this wine, all your friend is on board. Lord bless you, angel eyes, marinate your mind, slang rhyme. Heard you nickname my dick divine. Take my time, activate the ism. Now she wanna reflect my shine. God, watch her walk, athletic body, photogenic conversations style. Making love to my eardrum when she said it. Like Alicia, the feature tranquilize me like anesthesia. She like an Asiatic body pleaser. Leisurely blowing the reefer, two-seater, floating like bricks from Costa Rica. Walk with me like my Yeezy sneaker. Cheat sheet, sneaking a sneak peek at me knees, weak peak. Another unleashed freak, easily twist. Whoever this nickel play the kiss, baby don't kiss the fan, kiss the right wrist. Marvelous, see you styling new hair remix. Take the pics, riding in my whip, think you the shit. Hey yo, real queens desire kings. Make the cipher spin, grind for fine things. Drop ancient wisdom, inspire kings. And redesign the ring, we fighting it. Hey yo, it's about Laurent, Alpine, crime and flocks. stop. I'm at the stars a long time again. Pop like a Heineken, make your OGs wanna rhyme again. Spit full clip, wild like flow, full sip, roll, lift the cash, bowl, constrict. Yo, the Dibia, see loose, John, but choose. Yo, it's lies when I see the news like Secret Wars, issue 2. Secret Wars mislead the youth. Yo, the easy there's a rule, bottom blue is sick. I choose, blended telling fiends come again like I pull. You living like you got a second chance till your heart stop the move, stop the think, roll the pink spark, one for doom. Yo, chill out, man. Yo, just smoke this right here.
And there's another dude on the west, Dibia, that's crazy with.
The Green Llama strike.
Ayo, black is carbon, call the coppers, copper pennies, cotton box, pocket watch for drop, pocket watch, and thoughts, clock is die. Straight out of Comic Con, the gym drop, your third eye chakra lock with the SP4 knot pad, swap, mascot, fast cash, crowd, half man, half astronaut, Mr. Rap, a lot of soft turn, crack, rock, cold hammers, Thor, Ragnarok, Dibia, Jehovah Witness, knocking it, ayo, night the cactus spot, your graduation cat, my PhD, playing hoes daily round the mad, pragmatic Cadillac aristocrat, cinematic villain rap, purple haze, pink diplomatic killer pack, get it by the glad bag, smooth like Amtrak, raw like this 2-track, take down straight, ayo, the certified crate digger with the marvelous right wrist, cocaine flake flipper, that's a break, ayo, shred like you gotta watch me, sauce dripping teriyaki, then Beyonce bass, hypnotize your face, gotta rock, poppin' like Jabberwockies, pop up like paparazzi, Haagen-Dazs, hustle cakes, divine, ayo, ignorance is birth, we die young, live for the paper verse, Pirelli skirt, bakery set, amazingly chef, ratio stretch, form, fellatio, bless, connect, assets, protect, land that you can only pass on, that, charge a Duracell, burn your L, earn a burn in hell, learn the curve to sell, the curse from birth under the murder cell, spell, collect, intel, he playing gangster like a Denzel, my pencil, NyQuil, leave your mess, ayo, the God born flavor, born self-savior, I stimulate life and matter, process data, sets blazing low, ski laying whole freak from your screensaver, break it down like a cheese grater, get my cheese grater, master like you be Vegas, risky like Las Vegas, I got my own raw papers, get baked, boss paper, floss and multiple frosted layers like an ice cream, my nerve bitch, rock the ones like Princess. Yo, red light, you gotta watch me. Sauce dripping, teriyaki, then Beyonce bass, hypnotize your face. Got a lot, popping like Jabberwockies, pop up like paparazzi, Haagen-Dazs, hustle, hypnotize. Hey yo, we want dictionary stacks. We visionaries, politic like black diplomats. That whole military straps, 120 lessons cap. Cat rap, smack that. Fuck jail, cracker searching for the crack in your ass. Found your LP in the trash, left it right there. My black skin, seen by the devil in his nightmares. I gave my young lord the Duracell. Peace guard, they tryna program your cells like a cell phone. You in hell. 2 out of 3 born to fail. 9 out of 10 in the crime. 1 out of 5 picked you out the line. Judge said 11. Hope you only gotta do 7. But then I had an I8 turbo engine. The game sold, not told. Pay attention, earn a lesson, or repeat the curse like a jail sentence. They say I'm moving extra. The two-tone vintage, guess denim jacket for breakfast.
Secret Wars Chapter 2.
Long time no see.
Yeah.
I enjoyed your poem up there.
I never stop thinking about you.
One time. Raining. It's raining. You gotta see the rain fall for the rain, for the rain. It could be a downfall for the day flow. Police in the streets with the plane. They got the plane. Nigga tryna leave you wet. Hey, cats. How come when it rain, they don't smile? They don't rain. It's the same rain that make all the flowers grow. Hey yo, they say that life come out and surrounded 139,685,000 used to dance when the sky clouded. Wave 5 drown to 85 high mind. Web browser sound drown. Activate loudest pound. Smoke clouds. April gun showers. Break make flowers. Time is money. It don't take hours. Make cake balance. Why waste hours? Copy paste style cowards. No willpower equal no skill power. The skills pay the bills, but the coke pay for gold ropes. Hell for the youth from the sins of grown folks. Caught the past and smoking dope, nigga, holy smoke. All earths is crying, babies dying, let's suppose. Hey yo, hashtag pray for hope. Sound waves reverse, brainwash your dome. Wizard like Washington home. While the world war for Washington notes. We reign forever cause the thief lacked the reason he stole. He ain't home. When I'm on earth, tell me a place I ain't home. You can't go against the universal energy flow. Convert the pain before it even show. Solid as stone. A wise man recognizes more than no forever grow. Yo, this life crazy, but some people love the roller coaster. The coast to nose to fan slang overdose. I'm like that, yo. Maximum gross, max pain, clap you and float. The mask claws gathered in Rome, capture the Pope. Baby got the nastiest throat. Words on my abdomen root. Allah had a mind provoke, got a spine. Yo, escape the lifestyle, psycho chopping out rhino. Dibia, slightly psycho chopping the vinyl. That deluxe splatter, paste splatter. Don't flatter yourself, you bone matter. Mind over what don't matter. Yo, supreme alphabet corrupt chatter. Had the older guards mad at us. Love I see kings for the packages. You packaging blink. Trapped up in the flesh, scrambling to make it out the rain before you get wet. I feel you. See the rain fall for the rain, for the rain. Crazy, God. It could be a downfall for the day. Police in the streets with the plane. They got the plane. Niggas tryna leave you wet. Hey, cats. How come when it rain, they don't smile? Ain't it the same rain that make all the flowers grow? Hey, y'all, you gotta see the rain fall before the rain fall.
As a man thinking, so is he. And as long as our people think the way they think, we will never be able to do what we as a people should do to correct our condition.
But why is it when a black man stands up to speak for his people, you feel so threatened, everybody's paranoid? And you talk about not segregation, we live in Harlem, we live in Watts, we live in Bedford-Stuyvesant, that's a form of segregation. We walk through Bensonhurst, we get killed, so what are you talking about?
What I'd like to say, there was somebody